Early on May 7th, boxer Lin Yu-ting is back training, just a day after bagging her 8th gold medal at the National Intercollegiate Athletic Games. Lin knows she has no time to rest because her second Olympic Games is just around the corner. Boxing is now her passion, but in an interview with CNA, she confessed that her ambition when she was younger was to run as fast as 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt.
When I was in elementary school, I was into track and field and dreamed of running as fast as Bolt. But ultimately, a kid's dream is just a kid's dream. Going from track to boxing, I felt boxing gave me a sense of achievement quickly, so it seemed to me that the sport was for me.
Lin knew about boxing long before she started throwing jabs. As a kid who watched TV with her brother, she was captivated by the anime adapted from George Morikawa's famous manga series, Hajime no Ippo, or The First Step. The anime features a protagonist from a single-parent family with little wealth who takes to boxing to win prize money and better his mother's life. Lin said the story resonated with her.
I grew up in a single-parent family too. It was hard for my mom to raise 4 kids single-handedly. So when I was a student, I wanted to study in public schools and earn scholarships to make my family's life better.
Now 28, Lin has won 2 World Championships and 1 Asian Games and Asian Championships apiece. She said the secret to her strength is her determination to fulfill her dream. But she could not have come this far without her first and current coach, Tseng Tzu-chiang.
At
the time, she was in junior high school and was just a little girl, less than 1.4 meters and weighing only about 35 to 36 kilos. I wasn't sure why this small girl wanted to get involved in this sport, but I figured, since you are here to work out, I'll help you learn.
Now, having trained with Tseng for over 15 years, Lin said he's sometimes like a father who puts a lot of emphasis on details and joked that he can be even more nagging than her mother. But it was also Tseng who opened the wide world of boxing outside of Taiwan to her, leading to her Olympic dream.
We traveled for a camp in China held at the venue for the Beijing Olympics. Coach showed me around, pointed to the bird's nest and said, "Can you imagine competing at the Olympics and displaying your skills in front of tens of thousands of people?" He told me my dream depended on how big my heart was. That made me more determined to go beyond my limits and challenge myself to get to the Olympics.
Lin made her Olympic debut in Tokyo in 2021 as the world number 1 in the women's featherweight division, full of anticipation. But she was ousted in her first bouts while shouldering the whole country's expectations and nearly decided to hang up her gloves after the loss.
It took me like half a year, maybe even 10 months, to recover from it. You have to deal with that feeling until your next big win. Even now it still hurts when I think about it, but that's part of life.
She said it was Tseng who helped get her back on track when she was mired in frustration. And it was not until when she won the World Championship in Istanbul the next year that she started expelling her demons. The bond between Lin and Tseng is epitomized best in 2016, when Lin was ousted from a qualifying event for the real Olympics, with both coach and boxer in the doldrums. Tseng suggested a new coach might help, but Lin said no.
I broached a subject, asking her if she wanted to try a different coach until the next qualifier, and we finally opened up to each other. She said, "Coach, are you leaving me?" Even today, I still get emotional when I think about this.
I decided in junior high to follow this coach. So in 2016, when he asked me if I wanted to try other coaches, it was something I had never thought about before. I felt that if you don't want to coach me, if you're not coaching me anymore, I'd just retire.
To Tseng, Lin is a boxer who always responds well to adversity, both inside and outside the ring. Before the final of the 2023 Asian Games in Hangzhou, the The Kazakhstan team challenged Lin's gender eligibility, attempting to win without stepping into the ring. The move undoubtedly reminded Lin of her being stripped of a World Championship bronze in New Delhi earlier in the year because her testosterone level did not meet the necessary standard. Although a follow-up test in Taiwan eventually cleared her name, the incident still exemplified how Lin has been confronted with questions over her femininity for many years, if not decades.
从以前到现在，我就是做自己。毕竟
I would say I've always just been myself. But being in this sport, to get better results and achieve more in my life, I hoped to devote more of my time to the ring. If I wore my hair long, I might not have had the time to rest between my morning and afternoon training routines. Without the proper rest, how can I train hard?
But the outside insults about her femininity still bothered her, and her coach had to step in.
但是后来突然之间，他就情绪崩溃。
She lost it all of a sudden because she just read something more insulting and she just couldn't bear it. I was really sorry that she had to undergo that, and I told her, if you trust your coach, then just don't respond to them and give me your phone. Coach will help you deal with this for you and with you.
当然，就是有些文字你看在，就是你。
Of course, it made you feel bad to see those remarks, but I told myself just let them talk the talk. I have a clear conscience on this. We have proven what they said is far from the truth. So I don't really care about what the haters said. After all, where were these guys after the Asian Games?
我们去看妇产科的时候，
I remember that we talked a lot with a gynecologist. It was the first time I learned that what a woman goes through before and after her period affects her emotionally and physically. It's something we coaches didn't have a chance to learn. So I tell the sports administration it's necessary to better inform coaches in this area. Otherwise, I have no way of relating to how uncomfortable she feels.
Tseng said he felt that the issue brought him closer to Lin as she put more trust in him. And that experience helped her eventually win gold at the Hangzhou Asian Games. On one occasion, Lin jokingly described Tseng as a mascot I have to bring with me to a competition. But there's something she wants to confess to Tseng, and is just waiting for the right time to say it.
有没有什么可能你埋在心里，想对这教练讲的话，但是平常没有机会这样？
我觉得这种话哈，
I think it's not proper to say this at this moment. I hope I can say it. Perhaps I can say it in August. When my dream does come true, I will face the camera and say it out to the coach.
It's an ending that fans in Taiwan will be cheering for at the Paris Olympics. Zhao Yanxiang and Rick Yi in Taichung for CNA.